Ever found yourself pondering over how much capital you need to kickstart an Amazon FBA business in the UK? It's a question that has crossed many a mind in this booming age of e-commerce. Amazon FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon, is a service that allows you as a seller to store your products in Amazon's fulfillment centers. Amazon then takes care of storage, packaging and shipping, so you can focus on the fun stuff, finding and selling fantastic products. In today's digital world, Amazon FBA has become a popular choice for online entrepreneurs. It's an opportunity to tap into Amazon's vast customer base and take advantage of their logistics network. Starting an Amazon FBA business might just be the ticket to your e-commerce success. But what does it take to get started? What kind of financial commitment are we talking about here? Stay tuned as we delve into the nitty-gritty of the costs associated with starting an Amazon FBA business in the UK. Setting the wheels in motion demands an initial investment. So let's dive into the initial costs involved in starting an Amazon FBA business. First off, we have the Amazon Seller Account Setup Fee. Now, this is the fee you pay to Amazon to get your seller account up and running. In the UK, the Professional Seller Plan costs £39.99 per month. This gives you access to sell an unlimited number of products. Next, we have the cost of purchasing or manufacturing your products. This can be a bit of a wild card, as it largely depends on what you plan to sell. If you're selling handmade crafts, your costs might be relatively low. However, if you're selling high-end electronics, your costs could be significantly higher. The key is to do your research and find a product that has a good balance of demand and profitability. Then there are the packaging and branding costs. This includes everything from the boxes and bubble wrap you use to package your products, to the labels and logos you use to brand them. It's worth noting that while you can get away with minimal packaging and branding when you're first starting out, investing in high-quality packaging and professional branding can really help set your products apart and build your brand's reputation. And let's not forget about shipping costs. If you're sourcing your products from overseas, you'll need to factor in the cost of shipping them to Amazon's fulfillment centers. This cost can vary widely depending on the size and weight of your products, as well as the distance they need to travel. Finally, there may be some additional upfront costs to consider, such as the cost of a UPC barcode for your products or the cost of professional product photography. So there you have it. Starting an Amazon FBA business isn't necessarily cheap, but with careful planning and budgeting, it can certainly be manageable. Remember, these initial costs are necessary to set the foundation of your Amazon FBA business. Once you're up and running, Amazon FBA fees come into play. Now that we've covered the initial costs, let's move to the ongoing expenses. These fees are what you'll encounter regularly as you maintain your Amazon FBA business. Firstly, let's talk about FBA fulfillment fees. These fees are essentially the cost of Amazon picking, packing, and shipping your products to your customers. They are variable based on the size and weight of your items. For instance, a small standard size item weighing less than £1 could cost you a little over £2. However, a large standard size item weighing more than £3 could cost you nearly £8. It's essential to keep these costs in mind when pricing your products. Next on the list are the storage fees. Amazon charges you for the space your inventory occupies in their warehouses. These fees can fluctuate based on the time of year. For instance, from January to September, you might be looking at 26 pence per cubic foot for standard size items. But come October to December, during the peak holiday season, this fee jumps to 64 pence per cubic foot. Seasonality is a critical factor to consider when planning your inventory. Finally, we have the referral fees. Amazon charges a percentage of the total sales price for each item sold. This fee typically ranges from 6 to 45% depending on the product category. For instance, for personal computers, the referral fee is 6%, while for jewelry, it's 20%. This fee is deducted from your revenue before you see a penny, so it's crucial to factor this into your pricing strategy. These ongoing costs, the fulfillment, storage and referral fees, form a significant part of your Amazon FBA business expenses. They're unavoidable, but with careful planning and strategic pricing, you can mitigate their impact on your bottom line. Understanding these fees will help you better predict your business's potential profit margins. So, let's keep these figures in mind as we move to the next chapter of our Amazon FBA cost breakdown. Wait, we aren't done with the costs just yet. There are more expenses tucked away in the corners, hidden behind the more obvious ones. Let's shine a light on those now, shall we? Firstly, we have advertising and marketing costs. To stand out on Amazon, you'll need to invest in marketing strategies. This could include Amazon's own advertising platform, social media promotion, or even SEO. It's a competitive marketplace, and you'll need to make your products visible. The cost? Well, that varies depending on your strategy and how aggressive you want to be. Next, let's talk about the cost of returns. Amazon's return policy is customer-friendly, which is great for shoppers, but can be a bit of a sting for sellers. You'll need to factor in the possibility of products being returned and the associated costs. This could include the product cost itself, restocking, and even potential damage or loss. Then we have the cost of shipping to Amazon's warehouse. Now, this isn't about the cost the customer pays for delivery, no. This is about getting your products into Amazon's fulfillment centers. The cost will depend on the size and weight of your products and how far they need to travel. It's a cost that can catch you off guard if you're not prepared. And finally, costs for professional services. Unless you're a jack of all trades, you might need some help. This could be in the form of accounting services to keep your finances in check, or legal assistance to ensure you're compliant with all necessary regulations. These services don't come cheap, but they're an investment in the smooth running of your business. So there you have it. A quick dive into the less obvious costs associated with running an Amazon FBA business. They're not as clear-cut as the initial and ongoing costs we've discussed earlier, but they're equally crucial to consider. They're the ones that can sneak up on you if you're not careful. So keep an eye out for them, factor them into your budget, and you'll be well on your way to a successful Amazon FBA venture. These costs might not be as clear-cut as the others, but they're equally crucial to consider. So, how much does it all add up to? We've taken a deep dive into the costs associated with starting an Amazon FBA business in the UK. Let's take a moment to summarize everything and provide you with a ballpark figure. Let's start with the initial costs. These are the upfront expenses that you'll need to cover before you can open your virtual doors for business. This includes the cost of sourcing your products, which can range from a few hundred to several £1,000s, depending on what you're selling. There's also the cost of registering your business, setting up your Amazon account, and getting your products professionally photographed. All in all, you're looking at an initial outlay of around £1,000 to £2,000. Then there are the ongoing costs. The biggest of these is the Amazon FBA fees, which include the storage fees and the fulfillment fees. These fees are based on the size and weight of your products and how long they're stored in Amazon's warehouse. On average, you can expect to spend around 30% of your selling price on FBA fees. We also covered other potential costs that you might encounter along the way. This includes things like advertising, professional accountancy services, and product liability insurance. These costs can vary quite a bit, but let's say you set aside another £500 to £1,000 for these expenses. So, when you add it all up, a rough estimate of the total capital required to start an Amazon FBA business in the UK is somewhere between £2,500 to £4,000. But remember, this is just a ballpark figure. Every business is unique, and so are its costs. The type of products you sell, your business model, the volume of your sales, and many other factors can significantly influence your costs. Remember, this is only an estimate. Your actual costs might vary depending on various factors. So it's always a good idea to do your own calculations and consult with a professional if necessary. But hopefully, this gives you a starting point to begin planning your Amazon FBA journey. Starting an Amazon FBA business in the UK isn't just about the costs. It's about seizing a golden opportunity that could transform your financial future. Yes, The initial investment may seem daunting, but remember, every pound spent can be a stepping stone towards potential profits. The Amazon marketplace is vast, filled with countless customers eager to discover your products. Your investment isn't just in stock and fees, it's in the growth and prosperity of your own endeavor. To navigate this exciting journey, arm yourself with knowledge. Research extensively, understand your market, plan your finances meticulously. Each step you take, each decision you make, should be backed by thorough planning and informed judgment. The world of Amazon FBA is not without its challenges, but it's also ripe with opportunities. With the right planning and determination, you could be well on your way to running a successful Amazon FBA business in the UK. Good luck!